Hi everyone, it's Dave from Outlaw Bushcraft and Outlaw Outdoors. This is a response to a tag by my old mate Chunky Prepper, the old first aid kit tag. I got tagged a week or so ago, and this is my response to Chunky's tag. It's all about first aid. It's all about what you carry when you go out, and the amount of gear that you carry, and also the types of gear you carry. As you can see in the background, I have two large first aid kits. They're for home, but they are also for replenishing anything that I might use from my EDC, my everyday carry first aid kit. The first aid kit that I carry the most with me for lightness, quickness, and also if it's just an overnighter, is my little favourite Blue Dot. It used to be Lloyd's Pharmacy, it's now Blue Dot. Let me show you briefly what's inside. We are supposed to tell you about three separate things in the first aid kit, but there are so many to talk about. I'll just run through briefly what we've got. Usual sort of thing, loads and loads of plasters, baby wipes, steri strips. They're quite important actually, steri strips, because if you get a cut on your face or on your eye or something like that, rather than put a big pad on it, you can stick a steri strip on it. Extremely good. Bandages, sticky tape, the compulsory safety pins, a little pair of scissors, and all sorts of different dressings in that size. Now this is the one I carry all the time in my if you say day bag or bug out bag or whatever you want to call it. I'll show you the other ones in a second. The other one's a bit more extensive because it's for a longer period. As I say, loads and loads of different. Probably my most favourite three items would be rubber gloves. Can't do anything without rubber gloves, purely and simply because it protects the first aider, and it also protects the person who's not well or injured. So it stops transferring germs. I know we all say about bushcraft clean, but you can be a little bit cleaner. Well, next favourite thing, Germaline. You can see it's quite used, so we do use it. Purely simply because it does take away some of the germs that are on your skin, and it's a healing agent as well. And of course, the old compulsory foil emergency blanket. Now I always carry one of those with me because you never know when you might need it. If it's not for a patient, it might be for yourself, but it's always in there. And because when I go out on I like to take a little top with me to have a good night's sleep with, and just in case we do too much, Andrews Plus to settle his stomach the next morning. I always take a couple of them with me just to be on the safe side. That's my EDC carry, my everyday carry, the ones that I take all the time. This is the one that I either take with that or I take separately. Now, pretty much the same, except in this one I've got diarrhea relief, just in case you get a bad tummy. You never know when that might happen. Now, all us bushcrafters know the first thing we do when we get to somewhere where we're going is get your kit up, get your cover up, and then light a fire. Now, I'm a great believer in taking burn gel dressing, purely and simply because you never know when you might get a little bit of a burn. Pick something up that's hot, you don't realise it's hot. Same with every billy can. Handle's always hanging down in the flames, and I don't know if most of you are probably like me, without thinking, try to pick it up, end up getting a burn on your hand. This stuff is brilliant. It's ice cold when you put it on your skin. It's AeroBurn. I've got 3 or 4 of these gel packs, but it'll do burns and scalds. So that's a good one to have. And again, Resolve Extra for bad tummies, Andrew Plus for bad tummies. But in here, I've also got the old face guard, if in case you need to do mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. Always helpful to have one of those. In this one, I've also got my digital thermometer. You might think, oh, what's he want one of those for? But if somebody's got a temperature, you need to know that. So when you phone up, you can say he's got a temperature of. So very useful. Never been used yet, but you never know. Same with this little chap, fever scan. This is something you put on your forehead, and it tells you whether or not, I don't know if you can see the, let me bring it in a bit so you can see. You can see the scale up there. These little black things, they glow bright green. So the hotter you are, the higher it goes up the scale. That's quite useful. Mainly used for children. We used to use it for when our kids were growing up. But yeah, I've used that in the past. And I won't go anywhere without antiseptic spray. Purely and simply because that will take away all of the germs. It's a bit good. I've used it several times. It's good for another, I don't know, 15 years or so. It is an alcohol, and it's got antiseptic in it. So that is my 2 EDC packs. Now, I'll do my tags in a moment. Right, I've had to think about this one. It's supposed to do 3 persons for a tag. I'm only going to do 2. These 2 persons I was away last weekend with, and had a great weekend away at a permission. And the 2 persons I'd like to nominate for the challenge, the 3 tag challenge, will be Mac Tightwad, Eddie bless him, and Dave Fryers, both of which I was away at the weekend with Big Marty as well. These people are good company to be with. I met them via YouTube, and when I finally physically met them, I found that they only lived a short distance from where I lived. So I'd been watching them for quite a few years on YouTube, and when I finally bumped into them at last year's bushcraft show on the last day, I found out that certainly Mac, I live in Chelmsford, he lives in Braintree, and which is only 12 miles away, which is incredible. A bit of a coincidence, and we used to work for the same people. So those 2 people, no, I'm going to throw in the 3rd. I'm going to throw Big Marty, Outlander. So you've got Mac Tightwad, Dave Fryers, and Outlander, Big Marty. Let's see what you got, chaps, on your EDC first aid carry. It's Dave from Outlaw Bushcrafts, signing off.